Welcome back. Welcome back. Happy new moon in Cancer. And the North Node is in Aries now, y'all. With the South Node in Libra. Welcome all. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Avila Pantera. Ooh-wee. Welcome. Something definitely just went into my eye right now. But yes, y'all. Y'all already know the vibes. It's been a little bit. You feel me? It's been a little bit, but we back. We thriving. We're feeling amazing. Yes, we are. And we'll continue to be. If you ain't there yet, you gonna get there. That's the whole point. And you about to see why you're gonna get there because your soul right now ain't playing with you. The soul ain't playing with you. It ain't playing with me. So we gonna listen to this message and get our ass straight to this victory. You hear me? So all praises to the Most High, Mama Universe and Papa Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of Mama Universe and Papa Universe. I connect my heart and soul to my angels, spirit guides, ancestors. And when I say ancestors, you hear me loud and clear. Because as they are being rejuvenated, replenished, revitalized, so are we. I connect my heart and soul to my ancestors that guide and protect me. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the gods and goddesses that flow through me as me for you and I collected to use our mind's eye to see. I connect my heart and soul to my heart and soul, always in connection to the Most High. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Listen up. We have a new moon in Cancer. And at the same time, within 2 hours, the nodes went from Taurus, South Node Scorpio, into Aries, South Node Libra. The nodal points of each and every one of you has all to do with your Dharma and your past life. If this is your first time viewing me, and you want to know why you're here, what your purpose is, that's the point that you go to in your natal chart. And if you have a North Node in Aries, my love, you are the torch bearer at this time. So, what does this even mean, though? Let's just put it this way. If the North Node was in Libra, there's so many different situations that you could be in right now where you would compromise. You would have to compromise. But because it's in Aries, hear me out now. Because it is in Aries, just put it this way. For the last, let's say, depending on how long you've been on this journey, I promise you this. If there's one synchronicity as far as numerology is concerned that was constant or consistent and or is 717. 717, specifically 717. Some of you caught it on the clock this rising. Some of you caught it on the clock this evening. It's caught both. Caught it this rising and I saw it this evening, not too long ago. Okay. And yes, it is a highly significant moment for yourself, as Aries has to do with the I am that I am. All these messages we've been doing up to this point, even the pause that I've had with not doing these videos, okay, these past couple weeks or so. Yes, I miss y'all. Y'all already know the vibes. Listen, it was all for you to finalize the work that you have already been doing. So that way, now that we're here, my body is tingling right now. Now that we're here, you see when you hear here and here, So many downloads already, uploads, really. While you're here hearing, okay? Releasing what no longer serves you. How many times have you heard that? Release what no longer serves you. Release what no longer serves you. Release what no longer serves you. Well, guess what? You're literally in the moment in time where your soul has been craving, waiting for this exact very moment that your eyes are looking on this screen and you have a physical body, Ashe, to experience this human experience. Yes, you do have your free will to decide what you're going to do if when it comes to this extreme detoxification of these karmic excessive or lingering baggage. These are your two choices right now. You really don't have a choice because the soul is at the forefront, but you are the one that moves that physical body. But now we're in this space where the soul is doing what it wants to do, and it knows better, way better. Okay, so that's wild because that's a boxer, and where the moon is at this time is around the Polix, the constellation Polix, and it has to do with the twins, but it's connected to the evil twin, but it's also a boxer, and that's significant. 744, yeah, okay. Y'all bear with me because it's been a minute and whew, child. We have a few things to chop it up about in this live. A few. This may be a long live, this may not be, but that illusion of time is real right now. And as I was saying, you've been asked to release what no longer serves you. Because right now your soul is at the forefront to literally get you to quantum leap right back into a space where you started this journey at and you have to go a full circle or a full revolution to get back to where you were, so that way you can just take it a whole 10 steps forward. It's exactly what this is right now. So the way this is going to come through for the collective, okay, this sense of revelation or this aha moment. Be aware, because of Aries, it is the warrior. It will come through a triggering moment. But this is a triggering moment for you to realize where you're at, why you're there. Specifically, why you're there. Because for some of you, it may have something to do with compromising as to why you're there. And that trigger, thankfully, caused you to react in a certain way that now you can respond to that reaction where previously you may not have. Why you may not have responded to that reactivity? Well, there could have been certain traditions you were connected to, ways of thinking you were still connected to. All of that is being washed out, dissolved. Especially with Neptune and Pisces retrograde, it's coming in like this. It's not like this. It's coming in as it is. This mystical shield of breaking through boundaries that will no longer serve you when it comes to your mystical and your psychic abilities. Because with this North Node in Aries, you stepping up to who you are, loving the way you want to love, working the way you want to work. If you want to go to school or you view school a certain way, whatever it is you want to do in this North Node in Aries next 18 months, this is all up to you. This ain't the moment for the next 18 months to be compromising with somebody or to be listening to somebody else as far as what they've done and how they've done it and how it's better to do it. What's your heart and your soul telling you? Because your soul is speaking to your heart. Literally what the message is that came out not too long ago. Came out in this direction, actually. A lot of fire energy that's on the outside of this here world card, which speaks of a moment that you're able to release the burdens. But the way to release these burdens has everything and all to do with the fire of the fire, the fiery part of the fire. So the fiery part of the fire is going to do just that. It's not here to play. This North Node in Aries is that it's not here. It's not the time to be playing with shit that don't no longer serve you. And going for exactly what it is that you want. That's already there for you, but you may have not recognized it for however long because of whatever it is that you were still connected to. See, with the new moon in Cancer, obviously Cancer has to do with the fourth house, your foundation, where it all started from. Your first experience when it comes to a soul tribe is your initial family, where you grew up at. And in this North Node in Aries, that could be what triggers most of you, where you're deciding to do what truly means to be operating in your authentic self, and you come from a specific background or culture that doesn't agree with that. That's none of your business. And your soul is going to operate that way. So some of you may feel a little funny for a little bit because you're realizing you're doing things that you may have thought that you would never, ever really do. And part of that doing has to do with your way of thinking. That's been generated from the way of you feeling. But now we have a new moon in Cancer, which is about a clean slate and cleaning that off completely, starting anew. With the North Node in Aries the same day, the nodes shifting the same day. The previous nodal shift in Taurus with the South Node in Scorpio had everything to do with releasing toxic habits that don't allow you to see your worth. Now we on to the next phase that you seeing your worth, you're going towards the path of your authentic self and releasing any forms of relationships that have to do with compromising, because if there's a compromise, there has been some form of disrespect, either towards yourself, a person towards you, or vice versa. However it is, that energy of disrespect has showed up. Now there's a compromise. But if we get to the root as to why you enter those situations, it's because there's a certain program or paradigm you're connected to where that makes sense. Mind you, before you have even embarked on that journey or embarked on that path or situation or relationship, your gut was telling you something. But the seed wasn't fully planted or secure. Or maybe it was just your energy in terms of you planting the seed and not being secure in what it was that you were planting. So it grew based off of your energy, where your level of security was. And that's exactly what you saw in your reality. But the last 18 months before stepping into this North Node in Aries with the new moon in Cancer, there has been a lot of washing of that gunk out. And it's going to continue, but it's continuing in the phase where you're now able to do you, really do you. While the North Node was in Taurus, you was getting to look at what it was that you have based on your thought process, and now what you had and what you had in connection to other people. Scorpio, it's a sharing of resources. Scorpio has to do with the sharing of resources, specifically also the deep, intense emotions. So now you're in the space that those emotions that you have, it's all you right now. And if there's still something you're connected to from the past because of family or whatever form of connections you may have had, those things are being washed away. So while it's being washed away, you can decide, going back, because I don't think I mentioned this. I probably did, but there were so many things coming in. But you have an option to go about this journey consciously or act like it ain't happening. Act like it's not happening. I highly suggest you are conscious of this amazing shift. Yes, it's a strong one, but you're built for it. Shit, if you're here, you're built for it. It's exactly why you're here on this channel. Listening to this message, listening to any message that resonates with you and allows you to connect with, the action that must be taken based on a revelational epiphany that you had. There's so many different situations you're going to realize where you no longer carry fear, anger, guilt, grief, lies, attachment. Because when I tell you your soul's been waiting for this moment, that's what I'm saying. Like, not like this ain't like shit. This ain't that like shit ain't over here. This is what it is. The fact that I want y'all to really just sit for a moment, for real. The fact that you are experiencing this moment right now where your soul can take the forefront, you know how many ages humanity has been here on this planet, gods and goddesses, mystical beings, but with the ego being at the forefront, or majority of beings here, the ego being at the forefront, and now the soul gets to do that. That was literally the Sabian symbol for the moon, new moon in Cancer, enacting the soul's purpose. It says a willful man. So this means we already know that the will, I will, is the solar plexus, Leo energy, fifth house. Fifth house has to do with doing things that you enjoy and love to create. Also has to do with loving partnerships with your counterpart. Okay. And the Sabian symbol is a willful man is overshadowed by a descent of superior power, a dark shadow or mantle thrown on the shoulder, specifically the right shoulder. So it says here, when we align worldly aims with the soul's essence vibration, we feel as though we have been blessed by divine dispensation, feeling the occasional rush of spiritual empowerment. My neighbor's walking their dog, and the dog literally just paused and just looking in here. He's like, I want to listen to this message, ma'am. Yo, he's really not moving though. It says true success is an endowment. It may feel as though one is blessed by high forces to carry out special cosmic purposes, but in truth, the benefactor of this endowment is our higher self, which is accessed whenever all sides of personality are mastered and brought into harmony. The inevitable outcome of this process is that we become influential with those who have imbalances. So we are then able and inclined to guide those around us towards the realization of a higher purpose. This is not going to literally be you forcing yourself to do this. This is what I mean about the soul taking the forefront. soul taking the forefront is gonna make you appear much brighter, much more majestic. Some of you even notice that your walk probably changed, or you're walking much more confidently. There has been a shift even in the cadence of your walk, because now your soul is firmly rooted into your flesh. So much so, just as this card mentions, bye-bye to the flesh. And if we look at the North Node in Aries as it goes backwards, so it's at 29 degrees, which is a very critical high degree. This is like destined, fated, spiritual warrior. Can't nobody say nothing else. It is what it is. It can't be changed. None of that. Won't be moved unless you feel like moving, unless it has everything to do with when you say, I'm going to do this or I am not. That's what's going to happen. So be mindful of your expression within yourself. Be mindful of your expression with yourself. Because again, the battle that's happening, that spiritual war that we've always been talking about, it's not outside of you. You know, it's always been inside, but it's stronger now because the soul is at the forefront. Remember, the ego used to be there before. This is what I'm saying. This is the moment where it is going to feel like night and day. But nah, y'all been preparing for this since some of you, it really started to kick in when the North Node was in Cancer. Then you got Gemini, you got Taurus, then you got Aries. Remember, the nodes shift every 18 months. Okay. So North Node, Aries, 29 degrees. We look at the degree up. So there's going to be Aries 30, feet on the ground. Worldly competence is a spiritual quality. The Sabian symbol is a duck pond and its brood. Practicing worldly competence as a spiritual principle. In Zen, the monk is taught that chopping wood and carrying water are suitable activities to demonstrate and practice the inherent spirituality of life. We need to pay the rent and feed the kids despite our higher state of cosmic awareness. Spiritual insights that cannot be brought into daily life are not wisdom teachings at all. So just that last sentence in itself now. Spiritual insights that cannot be brought into daily life are not wisdom teachings at all. You had the whole North Node in Taurus, which also has to do with wisdom, okay, because it is the Hierophant. Y'all were in school for the last 18 months now. And if you can't turn that into wisdom, what does that mean? Wisdom is the outcome from you seeing the obstacles and challenges from a higher vantage point, which means you're the observer. You have a choice now to experience something, which is where some of you are going to be triggered because people around you are going to be triggered by the way you're moving. Or that could be some of you where there may be people that are triggering you, okay? But this is all for you to have that aha moment and realize, wait a minute, what am I really doing here? So holding yourself accountable is going to be huge these next 18 months, and you want to carry that for the rest of your time here. All right, y'all. So let me see what the moon cards have to say for the collective. Welcome, everyone. Thank you. Let's see. What's the message here for the collective source? The new moon in Cancer occurred at 1:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the North Node went into Aries at 4:59 Eastern Standard Time. So that's literally the time period in between those two energies, new moon having to do with the clean slate and the north node having to do with Dharma. And we just read the two Sabian symbols for both of those. And they're certainly feeding off of each other as well. Enacting the soul's purpose, which is the Sabian symbol message for the moon, and the Sabian symbol message for the north node, feet on the ground. Enacting the soul's purpose with your feet on the fucking ground. Enacting your soul's purpose with your feet on the ground. A lot of these ascension symptoms you may have been experiencing was because you had to raise to a much higher realm or lower, higher density, but it's actually lower, lighter density. But now that density that you were not reaching for, but connecting to in moments of deep meditation is literally in your body right now. Be bold and make the first move, collective cardinal moon, and that is the new moon in Cancer. It is a cardinal moon, along with its fellow cardinal signs, Aries, Libra, and Capricorn. Let's see what the foundation of this is. The full moon in Cancer. Personal issue reaches a resolution. Let's see what source has for you all here. Conclusions are within reach. This is exactly what I was saying. What you may have been reaching for in the past through deep meditation or through certain spiritual practices is now in your body. You are the ritual. You are literally the ritual in your body. All those spiritual abilities, mystical gifts that you have, they're flowing through your body right now. And they're no longer leaving that body until that body transitions into another space, out of this realm completely. See what I'm saying? Why it's such a beautiful moment right now that you're here, alive, experiencing this human experience. You're a walking God, goddess, whatever you want to call yourself, that's connected to your soul's purpose. When we speak about the soul's purpose, this has nothing to do with the physical. And hear that out completely and clearly. When I say nothing, they're telling me nothingness in terms of the cosmic space. It's a dark space, but there's so much color and vibrancy that's all jumbled up into one, which is why it's such a space of nothingness. There's so much power flowing through you right now. Some of you have literally had moments where you just chilling, vibing, and you got like some mail or something laying around on a piece of paper, and something in you goes off, and you're telling yourself that you can move that paper from right where you're sitting at. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. But this is why all these other situations, these past paradigms and things that no longer serve you, that put you in this space of doubt, or is this even true? Or it's extremely ignorant to not know how powerful you are when the heart inside of you is beating, pulsating. And that's what's keeping your entire body up, keeping you alive, that you can go to sleep and wake back up. That ain't power to you. That's how simple magic is. But because people complicate it, you're not able to tap into what you actually have access to. It's already within you. Your heart has a pulse that keeps your body alive. So guess what's going to happen for most of you now in that space? You're going to find yourself disconnected from people who think it's taboo. You've been doing that, but it's going to come full force now. Mind you, the last time the North Node was in Aries, 2004, that was a tsunami. So yeah. And the energy is happening within you. Communication is key. The way you communicate with yourself is the key to all this power. You want to unlock that door? That's your words. It's right here. Your key is right here. But in order to get here, you see what's under that? You see what the foundation of that throat chakra is, right? That heart. And right up under that heart is the lower mind. Not in the sense of hierarchy. It's just the lower mind. You got the solar plexus, your sacral, and your root chakra. See, some of you, your greatest power is tantric sexual energy. Not in the sense that you have to share that energy with another physical body, but all of that power, that sacred feminine power. If we talk about that 13 and that dark feminine energy, it's highly sexual, but powerful. There's so much you can do and heal when you fully accept that, and not in a way that it's going to taint you. Nah. How did you get here? How did you get here? Some of you are in relationships where you're going to notice that exchange between you and your partner becomes at a whole nother level of orgasmic energy. Completely out of this world. Enacting the soul's purpose with your feet on the ground. You ready for that? So much so just the look, so much so just the vibration of that person's voice, so much so just the touch and the electricity that comes from their fingers, or your fingers, specifically divine feminine, when you touch that masculine. And you have hold your vision. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Hold your vision, be bold, make the first move. So we got the cardinal signs, fixed signs. Conclusions are within reach. It is time to bring love into the situation. And this is what I mean about the sacred waters of the feminine energy and high intense sexual energy. That those waters cleanses the crown. Listen. But confidence is your key to success. It seems like some of you in here are disconnected from your most potent energy, which is sexual, because of trauma. Let's see. I'm also hearing this has something to do with coulda, woulda, shouldas. That's being cleansed out. All these blockages that you may have had in the past are being dissolved. But what would delay that is you going through this process not in a conscious manner. We have be bold and make the first move. This will lead to victory and success. Let me get these cards out. Conclusions are within reach. I'm telling you, crown chakra. That energy is so strong, it cleanses out the crown chakra. And that's the essence of the harpy ego. It's able to take its claws and dig up everything from the subconscious mind that no longer belongs there. We have here the tower. Let me see what's under this. What's this tower moment? This is the trigger, deception and envy. But this is where you gain your aha moment. This is where you gain your clarity. This is where you really gain that harmony that you've been looking for this entire time. So some of you don't ignore that trigger that comes through. And then we have hope, literally 717. Some of you are hoping for something to happen. That's another form of you ignoring your star power. You hoping and hoping and hoping. That means you're looking for something external to you to make something happen. That's all hope really means. You're waiting for something external to you to make something happen when that's what you're supposed to. You're the one that's supposed to make it happen. You're the one with the power. But when you're hoping for something to happen, you're literally giving your energy to what's outside of you to make it happen. Now, when it comes to you, don't complain. I'm not coming for you, baby. I'm just reading these cards. Hold your vision. You got foundations and achievements. You're being asked to hold your vision when it comes to your foundations and achievements and bring love into the situation. For foundations and achievements is the Four of Wands, and then we got victory and success, Six of Wands, and the crown chakra. So the crown is literally bringing in this energy of victory and success, Six of Wands, being recognized. For some of you, that's fame. For some of you, that's connecting to people that are already of that standard, because this is what you've been prepared for. This is what you have been designed to connect to, so you can change a certain area or a certain, there's some form of entertainment, or let's say if it has to do with models, actors, photographers. You're connecting to these people to help them to change the way that they visualize, so they can bring out exactly what it is that they really want to do. Let's see here. And then with the Four of Wands, that speaks of a beautiful union with family. Whatever you decide family is, however it is that you want to create family, because for some of you, family is not the family you were born into. And again, the soul is going to be at the forefront with that one too, where if there's people that are still operating this old way of thinking, where what you do is taboo, hoping things will happen, praying to a God outside of them, and then when you tell them about the God within them, that right there, you shouldn't even be having a conversation with those people. If you're on this channel, you shouldn't be having a conversation, getting them to change, and you'll just be the example through your movement. Because they're not going to understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. They listening to that pastor. So they life could pass on by. That if the God is in you. So to say God willing something's going to happen, that again is taking it to an external source. Especially if that verbiage for that person is not connected to knowing that they have the God within. Because the next step after that with the God within is removing the fear connected to the ideology of what has been taught as far as death. Okay. So bring love into the situation. And again, that means doing things through your actions, not your words, especially for people that can't hear you. And you may want to minimize the amount of connection that you're having as all of this cleansing is happening. We have harmony coming out. Come with it, the lovers. That's a decision some of you have to make too. That bringing love into the situation doesn't mean that you're reconciling with the person or that which is not of a divine union, or that's going to bring victory and success. And that leads me to this. Some of you are going to experience so much victory and success in your life. Be mindful of those that when you tell them about this, they congratulate you, follow up with, I wish, and they start talking about themselves. Be very mindful of that, because what they said before that don't even fucking matter. See, that's gonna be it's gonna feel as a cold call or a cold truth when it comes to you recognizing everything you say has power. So it's either going to increase that power or bring it down. That's why you just have to be mindful of the way people are talking to you, especially in moments where you're speaking about your victory and success. And you know what? Their intention may not even be to come for you in that type of manner, but that's just what words do. This is where ignorance is not bliss. And I'm not saying that if you do that, you're going to be out here by yourself. Nah, this is what gives you space to connect with those that vibrate off that same energy and y'all speak the same language. Most of y'all to be a light language. 4222, as I said, that come through morning doves. 2 of them, they fly fast too. Okay, so let's see what we got coming through here. Show me this. Be bold and make the first move. Victory and success for the collective. Be bold and make the first move. You have victory and success. The ancestors are coming through. This is the past, and you have been hidden. Source hides you as the great you are until you realign with higher self or yourself. I'm hearing that your ancestors are saying thank you. And you are saying thank you to them. And there's this communion that's happening within your body because they dwell inside of you. They dwell inside of you. You have cleared up so much karma, especially those of you that got Pluto in water houses, like Pluto in the 4th, 8th, 12th, or that's where it may be for you right now. Or if the moon is going through those houses for you, 4, 8, 12, yeah, that's for you, beloved. Show me conclusions are within reach with the crown chakra for the collective. Tefnut, unconditional love. The Most High makes it all possible and definite. Conclusions are within reach. Tefnut, the goddess of dew, moon and sun, eyes of Ra, she of moisture. I told you about this sexual energy. You think this shit is a game? This is giving strong Bobby Hemmett, the holy whore, the sacred whore, or the sacred prostitute. Bobby Hemmett said, if she was promiscuous in the past and she has evolved, highly evolved, you better go for her. That's Mary Magdalene. That's that Mary Magdalene energy. That's the sex goddess magic energy. But you see, once again, it's an activity of the human body that has been looked upon as evil. take a moment and really connect with your root chakra as if you were with the love of your life. And harness that energy. Feel what that energy is like. That is the most powerful energy you will ever experience as a human being. I know that. And if that's not something you have experienced with another or yourself, that is something you have to work on. Okay? Lady of the Flame, the Lioness, Tongue of Healing. She shares her role with Sekhmet, Hathor, Mut, which has to do with different backgrounds, different cultures. Bas, Isis, Wajet, Netbet, Offset. So conclusions are within reach, are within your body. That love is within you, and it's shooting itself up right up to the crown. A lot of Kundalini activation here as well. And that is because if we're seeing the crown chakra, right? And we were just mentioning the throat chakra. When those serpents intertwine, this is the point that they cross. It's right up under here, getting close to the pineal and pituitary gland, which is the land of milk and honey. That's where your first orgasm happens. If you're disconnected from that outside your body, it's because your pituitary gland and your pineal gland, the land of milk and honey, the masculine and feminine parts of your brain, are not in harmony. So there are exercises that you can do and should do, which was one of them, which is allowing yourself to deeply breathe and be conscious of your breathing and conscious of an amazing, loving, unconditionally loving moment in life. Because that can be different for everyone. Sometimes it could just be listening to a novel that brings you to that state, an audiobook that brings you to that state, where you're hearing the beauty of the flow of a partnership between a masculine and a feminine. Okay. Hold your vision, foundation, and achievements. What's the message here for the collective? Hold your vision, foundation, and achievements. We have here, hold your vision, especially if you're a reflector, which is 1% of the population. This means that you are highly sensitive to surrounding energies. So you have to learn to live by the moon cycles as you absorb and reflect everything and all things into the world. Human design. And then speaking of love, we have Paris here. Or watch the Da Vinci Code. Hold your vision when it comes to foundations and achievements. Because this is where some of you are going to be tested, and to be mindful not to absorb that energy. Because this card here says ignorance is not bliss. Trying is an insult to doing. Remove this self-imposed doubt in your power. So there could be people around you that's going to have conversations about what it is that you're doing. Some of you may want to be mindful of these conversations that you're having with certain people about what you're going to do, or if certain people know what you're going to do. Be mindful of the way that you respond when they ask you something again, or what they say. If it has anything to do with, oh, are you trying to do this? Or are you trying to do that? Listen. Trying is an insult to doing. And if you are a reflector, it's going to put you in a space where you're taking action, but you don't really feel like you're taking action because you're still trying to do something. When you're trying to do something, you're not doing it, or you're not doing it or not doing it. It's literally in a state of thinking about it. You're just thinking about it. It's not so much not doing or doing. You're just thinking about it. But if you're doing it and thinking about it, in that low vibration or from that state of mind in terms of you don't know how this is going to go, then where is your Uranus, your Aquarian energy at, which has everything to do with I know, and this is the age that we're in. You got to know, beloved. You got to know, because you do. Don't let nobody tell you you don't. Because if you don't sit there and believe that, and you believe in what they know, because everything you believe starts with what you know. Everything you believe starts with what you know. And if we're looking at this from the standpoint of the nodes, everything you believe has everything to do with who you are, the I am. Don't none of that say what you believe is based on your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, your teacher, your mentor, whomever. I'm loving how this light is like that right now. It was not like this before, but okay. We can pick purplish pink. Yes, definitely study the sciences, your natal chart. That's your own science. So let's see here. Bring love into the situation. When it comes to a decision you have to make, lovers, this could be about a lover, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, fellow air sign, but you're being asked to bring love into the situation, especially if this is with Aquarius. So this could be disconnecting. Don't misconstrue my passion for the way you are to take action. Because the way you're going to take action is the way you're going to take action. That's based on you. Whatever resonates with you, you rock with it. If it don't make it fit. If you just here to listen, much love to you. But okay, so you know what you have to do, right? So get it done. Get it done. Bring love into the situation. When it comes to a decision you have to make, some of you may have a specific placement in the sign of Capricorn, 8 degrees, makes you the serpent charmer, primordial energy. Also, source said, listen to what the fuck I just said, because that's literally one of my placements. We got here Leo, Aquarius, and we got Mercury. So definitely something here either by the Gemini or siblings, cousins, Aquarius, and Aquarius, or social relationships, Leo. Your willpower, something you want to take a risk on, a younger person or child. Some of you could be having conversations about this, about a child or with your children. That's also the reset. The way sex is taught. It's been taught with this sick stigma of be careful rather than beautiful. Granted, be mindful, but it's a beautiful experience. How many times you're told not to do something, that's exactly what you do. Feel me? So cosmic parents in the building. What's under that? Make moments of gratitude a priority and be patient with yourself. 203. And removing thyself is the key. Some of you, as far as your human design, one of your gifts is being the giver. We want to look that up. We have here surrender. Deliver all that is out of your control to the Most High. Be ready to shift. And anytime you're speaking to someone about what it is that you want to build and they're constantly somewhere else and not focused, they're still operating below the heart chakra. They have yet to connect to their crown chakra. They may be stuck in the sacral space, the womb space, the space of creativity. And there's a piece of your life that you are retrieving that enters when you surrender to the God within you, as far as the karmic family. Because you chose this lifetime. You chose who it is that you're connected to. This is why I said the soul is like, fuck yeah, we in this now. We in this, we gonna end this, we gonna thrive to this, we gonna elevate this. This ain't coming, that ain't going, but we all out. We all going here. It's also not a moment to play with the soul, huh? Yeah, in solitude, you'll gain your authority. Because the soul is what is eternal. So if the soul is at the forefront to get you back onto your soul's purpose, which means there's going to be a lot of cutting of corners, a lot of skipping steps within these next 18 months. But you could also be pulled back at the same time. And that's in the slightest moment that you give your power away to someone else's thought about what you are wanting to do, what you have the power to do based on who you are. Because if the soul is eternal and the soul gets to a point where it just wants to move on, hey, it's not this, ain't no scary talk over here. It's just reality. So this is what I'm telling you. You either going to choose to rock with your soul or your ego. Your ego's not going to win this time. In fact, it never really won. Depends on who we're talking to and who we're talking about. Because when the ego wins, it's because it's in alignment with the soul to win. And this is where you have immortal beings or immortality. But I'm going to leave y'all a message there. I will see y'all on the next live. Okay? Te quiero mucho. I love you all. Take care of yourself. Drink a lot of water. I love you too, mamas. I love you all so much. I've missed you all so much. But this is what source means in terms of you allowing yourself to connect to you, your intuition. So you're not constantly waiting for a reading. The best reading you'll ever receive is going to be the one you do on yourself based on your observation. And anytime I come up here, it's to connect you with, all right, this is the energy that's coming up. You ain't got to do all this shit. Go this way. Especially if it resonates with you. The way this one here built up, that's exactly what I'm here to do. It may seem like cutting corners when in reality it's not that. It's more so something that you're in a hamster wheel on. Then you encounter me. It's like, okay, or you look like you're tired and done running on this fucking hamster wheel. You can get off now. You can get off now. Okay? It's more than okay. Get off and let's go this way. All right, y'all. So I love you once again. I'll see you on the next live. Take care of yourself. Drink water. Water. Where's she at? Evelyn, you better drink that water. Love you guys.